Negative thoughts. The parasite to a life of bliss. Just when you feel you're on the right track, one of these little shows up and knocks you off course. However, it doesn't have to be that way. Your thoughts do create reality, but what if there was a way you could make it so only the positive ones did? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain how you can stop negative thoughts from manifesting so you can enjoy the greater things in life. Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Matthew. I'm a manifestation coach who has helped many people manifest amazing things in their lives. So if you feel like you need my help in creating amazing things in your life, check the links down below. They'll take you to my website. If you could drop me a like and a comment on this video just to let me know whether you like this kind of content so I can do more going forward, and subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon so you don't miss one of those videos. Thank you everyone who participated in the competition. It was really lovely to see so many entries, and I've decided that I'm going to be doing this on maybe a bi-weekly basis so that more people have the opportunity to win free giveaways from me. Let me know again down below if you think that's something that I should definitely do. I look forward to working with you all and seeing all your amazing comments. Now into this video. Before I get into what actually allows a thought to manifest and how you can use that so that only your positive ones do, I want to hit you with a little bit of reassurance. Not every thought you have will manifest. We have about 70,000 thoughts per day. Now, think of the variety of thoughts that you have within those 70,000. For example, and I have used these in the past, when someone annoys you and you've wanted to throw a brick at them. When you've been in the car and you've thought, oh, I'm just going to swerve into this lane. Or what would happen if I just swerved into this lane? Or when you've had a bad day at work and you've just thought about impulsively quitting it. For the vast majority of you, none of those things would have actually have happened. Now, that must mean that behind the scenes, there is something that goes on in order to control what thoughts do manifest and what don't. Because if every thought manifested, there'd be a lot of held bricks, a lot of people just swerving into other lanes. No one would have a job because we'd all just impulsively quit. So, if you're in a situation right now where you're panicking or worrying, or you had a negative thought last week on Tuesday, do not worry. Do not over-concern yourself with the negatives of your thought pattern. Do not panic about your panic. So what is it that actually allows a thought to manifest? It's our awareness. We are not our thoughts. We are the awareness that we place on our thoughts. A perfect example, and one that you can do right now to understand what I mean, if I say you can always see your nose, I guarantee the vast majority of you would have gone, oh shit, yeah, it's right there. And you will kind of now, for the next maybe 10 seconds or so, be aware that it's there. That is your awareness. I pointed something out to you and placed it within your awareness, and now it is there. You can see it, even right now while I'm talking to you, it's there and it's annoying me. But the fact of the matter is, it wasn't there to you until you decided, or until I decided to place it within your awareness. And when I stop talking about it, you're going to forget that it's there and go on about your day. And even though it is always there, you won't notice it. It won't be part of your awareness. This is a very, very similar thing to what happens with thoughts. We are not our thoughts, just like I'm not my nose, but we place our awareness on thoughts, just like I have placed your awareness on your thought. Another way that I can prove this to you is the term train of thought. A train of thought is where you've just gone from one thing to another, to another, to another, and they all have some way of connecting in terms of the thought pattern. However, you have not consciously gone from thinking about nurses and then all of a sudden, like, that's taken you on to COVID, and then all of a sudden that's taken you on to how annoying it was to wearing masks, and now how cotton is actually made for those masks, and then who actually makes the cotton. You did not do that. You did not have that train of thought consciously. It just happened and you just kind of let it happen. And then all of a sudden you went, oh, I'm thinking about this, but I was thinking about this. That proves that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that you place on them. They can happen without you even associating with them. Now that is the magical power behind what manifests. Your awareness. Thoughts are not you, but you make them you when you place your awareness and your power to them. Now, what does placing your awareness and your power on a thought look like? It's that feeling of, this is my truth. So if you're thinking about, for example, your specific person, and you start to get that really warm feeling of like, yeah, they're mine. Some of you might even get butterflies in the moment. and you feel all amazing and you just know that they're yours and you know they love you and you know you love them, that's placing your power and awareness on those thoughts about the person. In that moment, that person may not actually be in this relationship with you or even in this room with you, but you're placing your awareness on this scene and making it real for you in the moment, because our feelings and everything that we do is dictated by our thoughts. So if you have a feeling within your body, that is just an extension of your thought being of your power being placed on your thought. And vice versa, when we have negative thoughts, we can sometimes feel like really into them as if they're true. We might get a sinking feeling in our chest. We might feel tight in our stomach. We might feel uncomfortable. We might feel angry, sad. These are all things that is you placing your awareness on them. Any thought that comes up is not you, but you are the awareness that you place on them. Any thought that comes up is entirely neutral until you choose a meaning for that thought. An example of this is someone who hates their job having a thought about quitting and being free to the wind is going to make a positive meaning and place positive awareness on that thought, as opposed to someone who loves their job, it's their only source of income and they're in debt and they need this job. The idea of quitting all of a sudden is terrifying. So even though they both will have the exact same thought of walking out that front office room or wherever they're working and being free, one person sees that as a positive and one person sees that as a negative, but it's the exact same thought. Now, how can the exact same thought be positive for someone and negative for another? It's the awareness they place on that thought. One of them sees it as freedom. The other one sees it as, shit, what do I do now? All of it is awareness. All of it is based on who we are when we are thinking this thought. So that leads me perfectly into how you can make it work for you. Like I said, thoughts are only thoughts. Thoughts are not real. Thoughts are not us. Thoughts do not actually matter one bit. A thought that we place our awareness on as if it is our truth, that is what manifests. So when you have positive thoughts or positive affirmations or visualizations, because again, any technique is just a way of thinking differently. Scripting is a written thought, affirmation is a spoken thought, and visualization is a visual thought. Any kind of technique that you choose to do is you placing your awareness on the reality of having what it is that you want to have. So if you're affirming, I am rich and abundant, for that moment, you are placing your awareness on it. If you are affirming, I'm broke and I can't go out to eat tonight, you are placing your awareness on that reality being true for you. Now again, we can have those thoughts without placing our awareness on them. We can simply just let them come up and then let them go. We don't have to feel into them. We don't have to assign them to be true. We don't have to do anything other than just simply observe them as something outside of us and move on. So how do we make sure that we only manifest using positive thoughts? Because I know that's what you've all been waiting for. When a positive thought comes up, or when you're affirming, or when you are scripting, visualizing, whatever it is that you're doing, really assume it to be your truth. Now, I know some of you like to do robotic affirmations, and I still think they work because you are still saying, I am this, I am that. Even though you may not be placing much feeling behind it, you are still placing your awareness on, I am this thing. But when a positive thought or when you're doing a technique comes up, really do your best to assume within that moment that it is true for you. This is why people say to feel it real. This is why people who really feel into their visualizations feel like they have like extreme success. This is why people who affirm a lot have extreme success. This is because they are regularly assuming it is their truth and placing their awareness on the reality of I'm rich, or I'm with this person, or I have this person in my life, or whatever it is that they are doing. Now, on the flip side of that, so that's obviously how you can make the positive thoughts and techniques work for you, is by placing your awareness on them as if they are your truth right now. The flip side of that is removing your awareness and removing your attachment to any negative thoughts that you may have in that moment. Because we will have negative thoughts. The state that you are in will dictate how many you have. For example, if we're talking about money, someone who is poor is going to have a lot more negative thoughts about money than someone who is rich. And this is simply because they have that story within them that they're poor, money doesn't work for them, money doesn't grow on trees, all those kinds of things. So even though a poor person will have more negative thoughts about money than a rich person, they both will have negative thoughts. Now, what matters is that you don't associate with those negative thoughts as if they are your truth. You don't panic, you don't worry, you don't give them any kind of power. When you remove your power, your awareness, your attachment to these thoughts, or don't give any to it in the first place, you are starving this thought of energy. And like I say, where your focus goes, energy flows. You are removing your focus and just letting this thought dwindle away. And therefore, you are removing your energy, and therefore there is nothing that it can create for you. Just like someone who is rich having a poor thought will probably laugh it off and go, well, I'm going to make another million in the next 24 hours, so why would I ever worry about that? Someone who is in a relationship, more often than not, will have a thought about their person leaving and go, that'd suck, but that ain't for me. Someone on the flip side, someone who's poor, will go, shit, you know, what if I did lose my job? I'm going to panic. Oh, I need to think of a plan. I need to prepare for the worst. When you prepare for the worst, you have to be given something that equates to what you prepared for. Same thing for a relationship. When someone has an extremely low self-concept or is broken up with, any thought about their person being with someone else or leaving them or something like that is going to really get to them. Now, all of these people all have that same power of awareness within. Some of them are just allowing themselves to feed into the negative, and some of them are allowing themselves to let it pass. Everyone has the same opportunity to notice a thought and let it go. It is up to you to say, why would I care about that thought? Why would that matter to me? Is that even my truth? Why would that even happen because I have XYZ? It is up to you to place your awareness on what you do want and really feed into that. And when something negative happens, laugh it off. Laugh at it. Who cares? It's just a thought. Now, I know some of you may be experiencing a 3D and your thoughts are kind of aligned with that 3D, i.e. person's not here and you're thinking about them not being here. So to you, that thought may have truth, but it doesn't. It does not whatsoever. Your 3D is your previous thoughts playing out now, which means what you think now will play out in the future when you give it that power to do so. So your thoughts is just you using the 3D for validation instead of trusting within yourself. You have thought something negative, that has now played out. You're now using that as a feedback loop to say, oh, see, proof that my thoughts create this negative shit. And then you're continuing to spiral down that route. But you know that your thoughts create your reality. So if you are thinking the positive stuff and giving it that power, giving it that awareness, you know that even though the 3D is not desired right now, going forward, if you only assume the positive to be true and what you want to be true, you will receive it. Because your thoughts dictate the 3D, not the other way around. The 3D right now does not control your thoughts. You do. But your thoughts that you align with and assume to be true and give that power will create your future. So if you don't like what you are experiencing, stop caring about it. Stop associating with it. Stop having that attachment to say, this is my truth, I'm going to continue to think like this. Because then you're keeping yourself in that cycle. Everything is neutral until you decide to decide otherwise. So if a positive comes up, feel into it as much as you can. Enjoy that thought. Enjoy the scripting, the visualization, the technique. Really feel into it. And that way, you'll be creating amazing things. When a negative comes up, remove your attention. Remove your awareness. It doesn't matter. Why would I care? That is literally something that I personally say in my own life to remove negative attachment. Because I'm human just like you, and I will still have negative thoughts, and some that do trigger me more than others, so to speak. I'll literally look at it and say, why would I care? Why would I actually care if that plays out? And I know some of you may be scared of that because you're sort of saying, well, why would I care if I don't have my person? And you're like, oh, but I want my person, I want them. That, oh, I want them, is the exact thing that is keeping you stuck. Because of that attachment, because of that negativity and assuming that they're not with you right now, you are really recreating that. If you can sit in a position of, why would I care? That's removing the power from the negative. Why would I care? Who actually cares? I'm the creator of my reality. If that plays out, I know I can change it. If they leave, I know I can change it. I'm the king or queen of my reality, so why the hell would I get off of my throne and start chasing some peasant? I'm the king or queen. I should be the one being chased, or they should be coming to me. So remove your attention. And what this is going to do is it's going to stop you from recreating the negative. Many of you who would have had hot and cold will find that your affirmations and all that are doing work, but you're also over associating with the negative as well, and which is why sometimes you'll get great stuff, sometimes you'll get negative. It's because you're associating with both, and both are kind of playing out. So you want to assume the best and feed into that as much as you can to create the positive, and remove any attention, any attachment, any concern, anything that involves you giving power to the negative to stop yourself from recreating that negative. Because it's just as important to not recreate the negative as it is to actually create the positive. I know that was a bit of a long segment, but if you found value in this video so far, be sure to leave me a like and a comment just to let me know so I can do more going forward. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon so that you don't miss one of those videos. And if you need my help in getting you to your perfect life, check the links down below. I'd love to work with you, and I'm looking forward to working with anyone who decides to sign up for my coaching. The final point, and this is more of like a quick fix / bonus thing that you can do, is affirm the positive only manifests. What you assume to be true will be true. What you give your power to will become your truth. So if you're affirming or scripting or something about how only your positive thoughts manifest, you will have to abide by that rule. Now, like I say, this is one of those kind of quick fix bonus things, and I don't think that you should 100% rely on it. I think it's more of like a band-aid sort of thing, but it is definitely something that will benefit you. If you assume only your positive thoughts manifest while simultaneously only giving power to the positives and removing power from the negative, you will be unstoppable. You will be one of those people that just seem to left, right, and center create all the good stuff that they want. Because you are abiding by an affirmation, an assumption that only the positive manifests, while actually putting in the work so that only the positive will manifest. Because if you are aligning with only the positives, unaligning with all of the negatives, and saying that only the positive actually manifests, what does your subconscious mind have to go on that will be negative? What does your subconscious mind have to go on that will say, all of this stuff I'm going to push out that I don't want to push out? It won't, because you're only giving it positive and only affirming that positive can be pushed out. So literally just have an affirmation of only my positive thoughts manifest. I only experience positive things in my life. Anything that I manifest is in my best interest. Something that applies that every waking minute is just good shit coming to you. Money, people, love, abundance, videos from me that you want to see. Whatever it is, whatever you assume is positive for you, affirm that that positive will happen and you will experience that positive. You cannot be denied it. Your thoughts create your reality. The thoughts that you give that power to will create your reality. So if you're giving power to only positives, you'll only receive positives. If you create an assumption that only positive manifest, only positives will manifest. Now, if you're in need of knowing what your specific person thinks when you're affirmed, click this video up here and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.